Can Rahul Gandhi deliver? Hello and welcome to yet another episode of One Take. And now you're going to ask me that last week we raised this question that is the Congress party heading for a split? And this week I'm asking that can Rahul Gandhi deliver? But there's a reason, because he now has yet another revival plan. And his plan is armed with two big issues which are closest to his heart. One, of course, is that of vote chori.
जो हमें मिला है एटम बॉम्ब है, फटेगा तो आप इलेक्शन कमीशन आपको दिखेगा नहीं हिंदुस्तान.
And the second is that of the caste census.
जाति जनगणना हमारे लिए पॉलिसी फ्रेमवर्क है.
But there is political maneuvering strategy behind these two weapons that Rahul Gandhi has now armed himself with. Before I go back to answering the question I began the show with, very quickly, what is vote chori all about? Now, if you think that he's repentant, they are morose, the Congress leaders are depressed about the Bihar elections, but not all of them, and certainly not Rahul Gandhi's group. That is because he's made it very clear behind closed quarters that I knew this is what was happening. In fact, the poor results of the Congress party and of the Mahagathbandhan goes on to prove the fact that there indeed has been vote chori, and the result may be the same in the state after state elections of 2026 and thereafter if you do not address the issue of SIR being faulty and of vote chori taking place. Which is why, despite the fact that many in his party have dismissed the vote chori as an electoral slogan as being workable, he is convinced. In fact, just 24 hours after the electoral results of Bihar came out, he held a meeting, and that is when the Congress has decided to go in for a mega rally against vote chori at the Ramlila Maidan on the 14th of December. Remember, this is that of the Congress party, which means the rest of the N18P leaders are not being invited as of now. That is because Rahul Gandhi is convinced that for Congress, this can be the big issue which he can take back to voters in the build-up to the 2029 Lok Sabha elections. Every politician needs that one big issue to come to power. Indira Gandhi had Garibi Hatao. Rajiv Gandhi, apart from his mother's legacy and the sympathy for her, also had this issue of a new Bharat or a liberalization. Prime Minister Narendra Modi came to power on the plank of offering a strong government in sharp contrast to that of Dr. Manmohan Singh, and also a government which is going to be honest. So these are the planks that they've taken, and these are the planks on which they build up the party cadre, the narrative as well, which clicked for them. Well, for Rahul Gandhi, many of the planks he's taken up or issues he's taken up has never ever clicked for the party. Of course, he thinks that in the last Lok Sabha elections, with the BJP not getting a simple majority, just goes on to show that his narrative of Samvidhan khatre mein hai, that there were attempts which was being made by the BJP to steal the elections, all of this worked for them. But has it been sustained? Because in state elections after another, whether it was Maharashtra, Haryana and now Bihar, it's the Congress party which has taken a back seat. And the BJP has proved its capability and mettle, and the fact that the Prime Minister's strategy seems to be working. But Rahul Gandhi doesn't clearly think so, which is why he thinks that armed with the SIR opposition and vote chori, it can be another issue which can lead to a revival of the party, which can lead to the revival of the cadre, energize them. It's a different story that it hasn't really. Because I remember when I traveled to Bihar, over there also, when we would speak to many of the party workers, while they seem to be agreeing on the fact that there has been a curiosity value about vote chori and people have started asking about it, what it did to them was to draw them to ensure that the names were there in the voters list. But when they got their names in the voters list, they did not necessarily vote for the Congress party. Because elections are won and lost on key issues. Congress did not have anything positive and an alternative to offer, and also the fact that there was no belief that a Congress would be able to doable, that it can actually do what it's talking about. And that's the reason why it did not work in Bihar. But Rahul Gandhi doesn't think so. He thinks it can work in the other important state elections coming up, whether it's Bengal, whether it's Kerala and Tamil Nadu and so on. And hence that big vote chori rally that he's organizing. The second issue is that of the caste census. In India, more than 20 to 25% of the vote bank of Dalits and OBCs. That becomes a critical factor. That is what Rahul Gandhi tapped. That is what even the BJP counter tapped in Maharashtra. Now, Rahul is trying to present himself as a messiah of the downtrodden, the backwards, which is why you're seeing him doing all those reels and YouTube shows with, say, carpenters, painters, and gig workers, so on and so forth, to show that these are the people who are being deprived, and I think about them, whereas the Modi government does not think about them. Also remember, this was that vote bank which was at one point of time firmly with the Congress party. But till came the BSP, other political parties, whether it's been the Trinamool Congress, the Samaj Party and all of them. So Rahul Gandhi is hoping to woo them back with his narrative of pushing for the caste census. These are the twin planks. Okay, now we come back to answer the question that can Rahul Gandhi deliver. But look, at the end of the day, people also want a leader who is around, who's up and about, who comes across as being strong, who's a 24/7 politician. There were issues which were taken up by Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, even Sonia Gandhi in 2004. It clicked for them. That is because the times were then very different. Congress will say the times were different because there was no vote chori, but the fact is you did not have an aggressive mammoth organization like the BJP. The Prime Minister works 24/7. The Bihar results were being celebrated at BJP headquarters, but there were BJP workers already packed off to Bengal, to Tamil Nadu and Kerala because they had a task cut out for them. They don't waste time. The Congress goes slow mode. For example, for Bengal, they have not been able to make up their mind that whether they want to backtrack so as to not divide the votes, which would work to advantage of the BJP, or they want to assert themselves as an alternative. So what they've done is they've taken a middle path. They've announced a list of the social media coordinators, and they're talking about the BLOs being killed, the SIR exercise. But I have my doubts that they have the cadre organization, because coming from there, I know that they really do not have an alternative to Mamata Banerjee, because their enemy and opponent is not just the TMC but also the BJP as well. That's the issue which the Congress is facing in terms of deliverance. Tamil Nadu, it's all about the DMK. Again, a wishy-washy dual strategy, trying to reach out to TVK's Vijay, at the same time alienating the DMK, because DMK will obviously not want an alliance because Vijay is the enemy number one at this point of time. So what have you ended up doing? You've ended up upsetting the DMK as well. That is something which could be reflected in the seat-sharing talks which take place in Tamil Nadu. In Kerala, massive infighting which is taking place. The Sabrimala issue, for that matter, is being raised by the left government there and not so much by the Congress party. So you're letting go of that important vote bank as well, plus the fact that the BJP is jumping in, and let's not forget the Shashi Tharoor factor. Yes, the Congress has valid, some of them, legitimate concerns they feel about the fact that Tharoor is tolerating and lauding a speech of the Prime Minister seated in the front row in a speech where the Prime Minister was attacking the Congress party. But Tharoor also comes in from a Thiruvananthapuram, social media traction, young voters traction. Isn't this a time to sink the differences and, kind of fight together? I don't think that bridge can be crossed anymore now. It is very, very clear that Tharoor is someone who is not going to be making life easy for the Congress party. Now in Kerala, 2 times over, the left has come back to power, breaking the cyclical pattern of rotation of coming to power. If this time round the Congress loses in Kerala, it will be hugely embarrassing, because Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is a member of parliament. One of the most powerful general secretaries, K.C. Venugopal, also comes in from Kerala. But the Congress is divided, and Rahul Gandhi is not able to make up his mind who should really be the face. And he's not even making a clear statement, not even reaching out to Tharoor, not even telling the other camp to keep quiet. So when you need to deliver, it is not just important to have issues which has otherwise not resonated on the ground. Many people are also asking this question, that for a party which claims to be progressive, and for a party which was born with the slogan ki na jaat pe na paat pe mohar lagegi haath pe, when Rahul Gandhi came into active politics in 2004, he spoke about the fact that I'm not going to go in caste-ridden politics, but he's pretty much doing the same. And therefore, what kind of a leader is Rahul Gandhi now projecting himself as? Plus the fact that he's always conspicuous by his absence. During the election campaigning, just before counting, after counting, he's missing. Important occasions, for example, the oath-taking ceremony of the CGI, again Rahul Gandhi is missing. No one wants an absentia leader. You have to be up and about. It is very important, which is I was saying earlier, is that Rahul Gandhi ideally should have come out with a video message placating the Bihar cadres and telling them, so what if we lost? It was because of vote chori. I am by your side. I am going to take your fight to Ramlila Maidan. Nothing of that kind. The fact is that every time Rahul Gandhi has tried to deliver, he has not been able to do so. The slogans and the strategies have not clicked and resonated on the ground. Many are now beginning to say that it was barely a flash in the pan on what happened to 2024. There were other factors. There was a concerted attempt by the entire India bloc to actually put that pressure on the BJP. The India bloc has withered away. Rahul Gandhi has seen that writing on the wall, which is now why he's saying, I don't need the bloc. It will be Akla Cholore, or the Congress needs to assert itself. But is the Congress capable of doing so? That's the question I'm leaving you with this week. And then back to the same question is that can Rahul Gandhi deliver? I'm very cynical about it, but do give in your responses on the social media timeline. Thank you so much for watching once again.